and share this video with all your friends, all your Doctor Who and Dalek enthusiasts. Let's see how many views we can get on this video, because let's face it, the Daleks are awesome and they need to be seen. Once upon a time, a young little man said to me, "Do you know what? I want to build a Dalek army." Well, that little young man was me as a child, and here I am as a man-child? I don't know how you describe me at this point, but here I am, and yes, I've gone and done it. I've gone and built a pretty large Dalek army. Hello and welcome to another Dalek video here on my channel. In today's video we're taking a look at my entire classic Dalek army from, of course, character options and predominantly, let's face it, B&M. Now, as you can see here, I have quite a few of these Daleks. A lot of them are very similar and some are identical, because you know me, I like to army build my Daleks. Now, I've got so many Daleks, in fact, that not only has it taken me over an hour to set this up, but I've run out of space and I can't even fit the camera at the front of the Daleks, which is where I really wanted to have the camera. I just haven't got the space. I need a bigger room. Now, I really have wanted to do this video for such a long time, but of course, every time I go to film it, then B&M release more History of the Dalek sets, which then makes me feel like, oh well, maybe I'll film it next month, etc. Well, here we are of September 2021, and this so far is my Dalek army. We've now had History of the Dalek sets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 7 been released. Of course, we're waiting for History of the Daleks set 6, which will be Evil of the Daleks, and then we can continue up, of course, until we reach the end of the classic era at least. So my plan moving forward is I roughly want to have 20 drone Daleks from each individual Doctor Who story. Now, some I've already completed that and I'm really happy with, some I need a few more. Now, the 60s is pretty much complete, although History of the Daleks set 6, being Evil of the Daleks, hasn't come out yet. So I will be army building a load more Evil Guard Daleks and Evil Drone Daleks as well. I love those Daleks. Now, we are going to be taking a much closer look at all the Daleks in this video, so stay tuned. In the meantime, drop me a comment down below. Let me know which is your favourite Dalek design that you see here in front of you. Is it the Supreme Dalek from Planet of the Daleks? Is it the Dalek from the Jungles of a Mechanist set? Is it the Dead Planet Dalek? I actually have a new favourite Dalek design. My favourite Dalek is now, at the moment, this one over here, the dark one. Story the Day of the Daleks. It's gunmetal colour and it's just beautiful. Love it. It pops, and to be honest with you, I think it's the best Dalek so far. Who knows? But yeah, I'm super excited to have amassed already quite a few of those. But we'll get to that in just a moment. So with that being said, let's dive in and take a closer look at all these Daleks. Okay, so the first Dalek we have is the Dead Planet Dalek. This Dalek came originally from the Dalek Collector's Set 1, and then it was re-released as a talking sound effects Dalek, and then it was re-released again in the History of the Daleks Set 1. The only difference really being that in the History of the Daleks Set 1, the iris on one of the Daleks was slightly closed. For example, on these ones right here. And then we move on to the Dalek Invasion of Earth. I absolutely love these Daleks. These were originally released as a sound effects Dalek, and then later on they were re-released in the History of the Daleks Set 2, and we'll get to those in just a moment, because before we get to those, we have the Saucer Commander Dalek and also the Supreme Dalek from those stories. They were released in the Dalek Collector's Set 2, and this one here, the Supreme, was released alongside the First Doctor in an amazing set, which was very, very hard to get hold of and exclusive to Forbidden Planet. Now, the History of the Dalek Set 2 did also come with a Supreme Dalek. Here he is with a smaller iris. And I mentioned about the drones from the story, the Invasion of the Daleks, or Daleks Invasion of Earth. I'm going to get so muddled up at this point. We have a whole army of those Daleks waiting to attack poor old London and the rest of planet Earth. And it continues on the back of all of those. Now, this one here, you may notice, is looking a bit different. I customised it. All I did was unscrewed the top and blue tacked it down so it looked like the casing or the head was coming off. Don't really know why I did that. Now, and moving on, we have the Supreme Dalek from the Chase, alongside quite a few of these Chase Daleks. Now, the Chase Daleks were originally released with the Mechanoid, They're the ones with the orange lights just over there. But then History of a Dalek Set 3 came out with the chase, and that's why there are so many of these lovely, beautiful chase Daleks, which I also have, and I'm very, very happy about. And then they came accompanied with this Chase Guard Dalek, which is absolutely amazing. This one here is the first release that they did, which is sound effects. And then they released, as I said, in History of a Dalek Set 3, all of these lovely Chase Guard Daleks, the ones with the blue tops. And then, moving on, we have these Daleks here, which are again from the Chase, but these are the Daleks from the jungles of the Mechanus. And again, a couple of customizations over there, but I absolutely love them. Then we move on to the Daleks Master Plan. We have a Supreme Dalek and some Pyro Flame Daleks. Originally, these came in the Enemies of the First Doctor set, and then we have a few more Supreme Daleks there as well. And we even have some more Pyro Flame Daleks. These were also released in the Daleks Master Plan set, so there is a lot to be said for the new History of a Dalek sets by B&M. Then we move on to... Then we move on to the Power of a Daleks. Those two there, alongside a few on the side over here, are the sound effects Daleks which were originally released. And then quite recently, History of a Daleks Set 5 was released, and I was able to build a lot of these Daleks from my armies. But not only did they come like this, but they also came like this. This is the Dalek Mutant Scoop. As you can see, I've got a few of those. I've actually got a few more to unbox, but I just couldn't fit them on the shelf or the desk. And then we have Evil of the Daleks, originally in Dalek Collector's Set 2, re-released with the second Doctor. And by the way, I forgot to mention that each original Doctor and new series Doctor came with their own Dalek, also in the Toys R Us twin packs, and they are all in here as well. See if you can spot them. So moving on from Evil of the Daleks, we've got some lovely Guard Daleks there, absolutely love them. Then we move on to Day of the Daleks. We have the original Supreme Gold Daleks from the History of a Dalek Set 2. And then, as I mentioned earlier, my new favourite, the Drone Daleks, the Gunmetal Daleks from the Day of the Daleks. I absolutely love them. They're incredible. And then, I've completely lost myself here. If we scroll back down here, we have two Invisible Daleks. Well, I say they're invisible, they're not really that invisible. Next to the Supreme Dalek. The Invisible Daleks came with the third Doctor Toys R Us exclusive set, and that lovely, lovely Supreme Dalek came in History of a Dalek Set 1, and there's a few more of those gunmetal grey Daleks along there as well. And then one of my favourite Doctor Who stories, the first I ever saw, The Death to the Daleks. We only have 4 of those, originally released with the third Doctor, with the machine gun, and also a sound effects Dalek as well. Then we move on to Tom Baker's era, Genesis of the Daleks. This one here came exclusive with the fourth Doctor, that's why he's missing his exterminating gun, and all the rest there are Genesis Daleks, some from the Dalek Collector Set 1, and some from the Daleks, Genesis of the Daleks, should I say, the set. And then we move on to Destiny of the Daleks. There they are, they came in a great set with Tom Baker and Davros. Then we have some Bomber Daleks that came with the fourth Doctor's Adventure set, and then we have a Resurrection of the Daleks, which came in the Resurrection of the Daleks set. We've got the Supreme, alongside lovely drones. The one with the orange lights came with the 5th Doctor from the Toys R Us exclusive set. And then we have some Necros Daleks from the Revelation of the Daleks, some of which are sound effects. And then we have some more Daleks from Revelation of the Daleks at the back, well, nearly at the back there, the penultimate line. And we have the Supreme Dalek from Remembrance of the Daleks, alongside his drones. I love those, one of which came with the 7th Doctor. And then we have the Imperial Daleks. We have the original release with the long eye stalk with the 7th Doctor. I'm running out of air in my lungs at this point. And then we have the Imperial Dalek that came in the Remembrance of a Dalek set. And then the Ace and Dalek set, originally released and only released, I don't know why I say originally, in B&M. And that is why I was able to build such a huge army of Imperial Daleks as well. And then we have a destroyed Imperial Dalek which came with the Emperor Davros and 2 special weapons Daleks there. One is sound effects and the other isn't. And then we have, of course, the man himself in the corner, Davros, from Genesis, Destiny, Resurrection, Revelation, and Remembrance. So, my arms are absolutely killing me. I have had to hold this camera because the tripod just wouldn't fit where I wanted it. So, there we have it. There are all my classic Daleks from character options. Like I say, a lot of these are from B&M, and the others would have been from Forbidden Planet over the last 10-15 years of collecting. Now, some of you may think that I'm absolutely crazy for doing this, and you'd be right. To be honest, these aren't necessarily the cheapest things in the world to collect, but it is something that I enjoyed doing. As a young boy, I was really interested in Daleks, of course, as you can probably tell, and I decided that one day I would have an army of my own, and well, here I have that army in 2021. I do have hundreds more Daleks in my Doctor Who collection from other companies such as Dapol and Product Enterprise, for example, but I just simply couldn't fit them all in this video. I even have new series Daleks as well, but I thought I'd focus very heavily on the classic Daleks that you see here. It is definitely a labour of love. Let me know in the comments down below, like I said, which is your favourite Dalek out of all of these Daleks. My one is definitely the gunmetal Dalek from the Day of the Daleks, History of a Daleks set 5. And yeah, I really should get round to counting all these Daleks, shouldn't I? But I'm going to say there's a lot. Maybe the title of the video will have just how many of these Daleks I actually have. But for now, I've been Raven, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, drop me a comment down below, let me know that you've enjoyed this video, and share this video with all your friends, all your Doctor Who and Dalek enthusiasts. Let's see how many views we can get on this video, because let's face it, the Daleks are awesome, and they need to be seen, and they need to be heard as well. There are some sound effects Daleks in here, as I mentioned, but I doubt the battery's working those at the moment. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all again for another crazy Doctor Who video here on my channel. Until then, take care and goodbye. Thank you to everyone for watching another one of my Doctor Who videos. I fucking love you all. I do want to say a massive thank you to my VIP patrons of Mark Thomas, Chris TJ, Sammy the Dalek and Ben Taylor. And also thank you so much to all of my other patrons, Cybershade1, Boston Stew, Ryan Costa, Dalek Boss, Jeff316, James Griffin, Andrew23, Third Dr. John, Tiny Tower Kid, Flawless Reactor, Time Kid 88, Cyber Daleks, Gary Humbert, Simon Taylor, Penny and Amber, Samson Cole and Bev Richards. Thank you all so much for your contributions. You guys are helping keep this channel alive.